at the Traction Conference in Vancouver, and I'm here with Jayesh of Picketic.
Hello.
Awesome to have you here.
Hey, thanks for having me.
For sure.
Yeah.
So how are you enjoying the conference so far? I know you were at the special CXO Summit earlier today.
They put 120 of us on a yacht, and they gave us a little bit of booze and a whole bunch of food, and we were able to go out there and have some great conversations and really meet some interesting people. So, no complaints.
Fantastic. Did you learn anything new today, or get some new ideas from your conversations, or just got energized?
Yeah, it's really interesting to see a whole bunch of people doing interesting things, and you get stuck in your own vertical, your own bubble, and then all of a sudden you start seeing a whole bunch of other people working in an industry that's within your industry, but it's something completely different. And that cross-pollination of ideas, what people are doing, it's inspiring, it's fun, and it's kind of nice to kind of get out a little bit. And being in the middle of the ocean is out there.
Yeah, especially the Vancouver Pacific Ocean, you can't go wrong with that.
No, it's very beautiful.
Absolutely. I think that's good advice, because I think entrepreneurs get so stuck in the zone and in their bubble, in their basements, let's just say, working, coding away. But you think it's good that they should go out, meet people, and just network, get ideas, and refresh, basically. Is that your maybe thoughts around that?
Yeah, I think so. I think a lot of what we do is solving problems, and every day is that we're trying to make bigger problems, and then we got to solve them. For example, how do we expand to Europe? How do we expand to Asia? And I don't know, let's figure that out. So you're really dialed into what's happening on a day-to-day basis with your own product, your own team, your own customer base. Getting outside of that and listening to other people and what they do, their own problems. It's cool. I learned a lot of cool things that I didn't think that I would have done, and only by getting out there. And everything that's happened great in my life is always started by a conversation.
For sure.
So I've had a lot of good conversations, a lot of good first conversations, and I think that there's a lot of people that I'll continue having conversations with.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you want to share a little bit what Picketic is all about, for especially our American audience?
Yeah, Picketic is the new way of ticketing. We're an online ticketing and event management company. We allow and empower event organizers to come and set up an event and manage their event and sell to the general assembly market, so festivals, galas, trade shows. What we do is we offer a platform that's beautiful, a good UX, good UI. For anybody that has tickets for under $25, it's free to use our platform. And then we have a premium product that if you're interested, we take all our branding out. It's all about your branding, your identity. We embed right onto your page. We partner you up with Stripe or 5,000 other top tier partners that, for example, if you want to use a CRM or if you want to use a mail service, you can integrate with them. And then we also have an API for big brands and enterprise that you can build on top of our platform. So we're a full service event ticketing management software from A to Z for small events to massive events, and that's what we do. We're called Picketic.
Fantastic. So I think I remember a little bit about the story, how this all started is you used to host your own events or parties. So if you want to talk about that in the early days and then how Picketic formed.
Well, I mean, it all starts with my passion, and it's about bringing people together, and this is exactly what we love to do. Events like this is creating life, it's creating memories, it's seeing my kid on stage at his recital. That is what money can't buy. And so every day we get to build that, and we get to build a platform that helps bridge that together, which is great. So I've been doing events, and I started by doing being a DJ, and then after that we moved on and finished school, and then I decided to do events as an event planner, and then really huge events, and then built thousands of people for the Prime Minister, famous people, a whole bunch of different things like that, and then built our own platform by scratching our own need. And realized that we can do this bigger and better, and what we ended up doing is we built this platform, and now it's open in North America, Europe, Australia, Switzerland, Sweden, and we'll be open up to 30 other countries by the end of this year.
Fantastic. Well, I know you talk a lot on panels, especially to young entrepreneurs or early stage entrepreneurs. So what are some early lessons you learned that you would like to share so people maybe don't make the same mistakes or what have you?
Sure. I mean, okay. Well, I guess the first thing is that what I would tell most people to do is if they want to get into tech or if they want to start up a business and if they're young is don't. My advice is for somebody who's young is if you have a business or an idea is go work for a startup that's 20 people or less within that vertical. Understand what it means to work in a startup environment. It's more than just an idea. You're going to learn cadence. You're going to look at how to sign a lease, how to take out the garbage, and all these different, what sprint cycles are, what tools people use. And then that also gives you an opportunity to be surrounded by a lot of people within that industry. And if your idea is still valid and it's still burning, and you're inside that industry, then it's going to keep you up at night. And that's when you start your business, is when you have a little bit of life experience. You understand, you've been in that space. And so that's the advice I would give. That gives you a little bit of life experience, a little bit of practical experience. It gives you a tribe to surround yourself within that industry. Be it if you're going to be in clean tech, you're now involved in clean tech world, and you kind of see exactly what other players are doing. And then after that, what I would do is I cannot emphasize this enough is mentors. Talk to everybody that you possibly can, and just go out there and just say, hi, my name is, and just tell your idea, communicate, and the one thing I can promise you is you're going to have a lot of problems, and that's the name of the game, is to solve the problems. And having a big mentorship, advisories, a whole bunch of people in your back pocket that you can call on to help solve these situations as they arise in the future is only as good as your network. So that's something that I would do, is encourage you, and in events like this help you. And it all starts with one conversation, and you have a conversation with somebody, and next thing you know is that they're part of your network and they help you solve problems in the future. So maybe that's the two pieces of advice I would give my younger self.
Oh, for sure. I think that's fantastic. So was there anything, say, in particular that PickTech and yourself faced in the early days, a challenge or setback, and how did you overcome that? Because, you guys have been now around for quite a number of years.
Yeah.
So if you could think back what those challenges were, like specific challenges were, and how you personally overcame that.
Okay, so there's challenges every day, and I always tell our team this, is that if we're doing our job right, tomorrow's headaches are going to be bigger than today's.
Yep.
How do you expand to Europe? How do you expand to Asia? How do you do this? How do you do that? A lot of times as first-time entrepreneurs, and you're building tech, or you're building a vision that generally isn't out there, so there is no playbook that's out there. So there's that piece. If I went back, and some of the biggest problems I ever had have been hiring and talent. So be very, very non-complacent in terms of how you do that. And some of the biggest successes we've had is on hiring. So it's team. It's like, and I'd go down to 4 different things that I'd really strategize on. Is product. Make sure your product is distributive and destructive. Do your research on that. Making sure that you can really build a team. It's because you're going to be going through the washing machine a few times. It's never going to be great. There's going to be a lot of unsexy moments, and your team's going to have to stick with you. Can they go through that? Is that something you have behind you? Is that the kind of the grit and team that you have, and do they have the capacity and the skill for that? And then traction in market is making sure that you can build up a little bit of traction, and going after a market that is hopefully is not lagging. It's innovative, and it's something out there that people want. So those are the kind of things I think that people should research on, and what I would have spent more time on in the future, and probably would have saved us a few pivots.
You have been quite successful in your business. What would you say is the biggest contributor to your success?
Perseverance. Yeah, perseverance. I think. Okay, so again, I go back to perseverance of team. We have a phenomenal team. That's really what it has been. Is like our team have just been able to iterate. They're very skilled, and we've been able to go out there and manage our time, manage our money, manage our resources, and continue to fail and iterate without running out of money. And so that's what it is. And there's no silver bullet. And so I've seen you, and I know exactly you're the queen of perseverance and hustle. That's exactly what it takes. I mean, perseverance, beats skill because they'll just outwork you.
Absolutely, right? Yeah. Perseverance, dedication, determination, execution, all of that sort of stuff.
It's all part of it. Everything that you just mentioned, I agree with it all. Yep.
For sure. Is there maybe any particular, book or podcast or audio, or videos that you watch that help you throughout the way, or maybe like a daily ritual that you do that helps you on a daily basis?
Yeah. So I mean, the one thing that I have done is I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning every morning, and I go to the gym, and that's something I need to do, and I use meditation. And the reason being is that as entrepreneurs, it's a very lonely space in your head and thoughts, and you're always solving problems and always fighting fires, and always, there's always a problem to go after. So the meditation, the thought process has really created good balance. The highs aren't too highs, the lows aren't too lows, and realizing that most of our problems are pretty first world. So that's kind of the stuff that I've been dealing with right now. But generally the books and the professional development it's usually surrounded by whatever problem that we're trying to face, and that's where we kind of get into. So it's a wide variety of problems that we're trying to solve, and so if we're trying to do expansion, which we do a lot of, I talk a little, try to find professional development around that. If we're doing raising, we start doing a lot of reading around that, all that kind of stuff. So.
And I know that you do give back a lot to the community because you're always going out there speaking to young people at panels, and you mentor some people as well.
Absolutely.
And does that, it's time consuming, but do you feel that kind of helps you just keep moving along, gives you that kind of feeling of reward or fulfillment or something? Like what do you get out of that?
Well, I'll tell you this, is that mentorship has saved our company. Not but for mentorship. Many times. And so I feel like it's a rite of passage that it's a how can I help you, and especially in tech, it's really what can you do for you and how can you help other people. And when tides rise, boats rise, and that's been always taught to me. So there's always time to go out there and help other people, and that's what we should be doing. And so I definitely make time for that because that has been taught to me and given to me and gifted to me so often, and that's what I like to do. And ironically enough, is that I tend to learn more than the other way around. Because it's just really inspiring. So that's kind of what motivates me to do that part.
I love that. It's so commendable.
Thank you.
Is there any words of advice that have stuck with you, either from a mentor or a mentee, that you can just think of off the top of your head? It's always get shit done. It's really what it is. It's get shit done, and then and the words of advice that kind of resonates with me all the time is revenue solves all evil. So revenue is big, so it's kind of what we drive for. For sure. I think, who was it? What's his name? The guy that used to be at Apple who wrote The Art of the Start, Guy Kawasaki. Sales fixes everything. That's better.
I'll tell you, it makes me sleep a lot better.
Oh, for sure, right? Multiple ways, let's just say. All right, awesome. Thank you so much, Jayesh, for speaking with us. I'm so glad that we got to do this interview finally. And we'll let you know when it's posted.
Cool. All right. See y'all.